to you from
William Planer.
an inmate at Sacramento County Jail. To accept this call, press or say 5. To refuse, this call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. Thank you for using IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, well,
Hey, man. How's
man. I'm hanging in there. Kind of a rough week, a little stressful with all the recent events, and it's definitely not helping the case, that's for sure.
Yeah, I imagine. I can only imagine what it's got to be like watching the fucking news when you've got a goddamn case pending, man. I've been sitting here watching what's happening, and I'm fucking scared in the comfort of my own home watching this shit. So I feel you.
Yeah. And didn't they pick up one more guy out here?
They picked up. I heard they picked up another Ram guy out in California. I think he actually turned himself in to the FBI with Augustus Invictus put out a video, said he was helping some Ram guy turn himself in, and then we just got word the other day, apparently they charged Asmodor for the same thing they charged me with for that fucking Torch March thing.
Okay, wow, so that's the guy they picked up out here in California, that makes what, number 11?
You know, the grand total, I'm actually not sure of off the top of my head. I mean, you know, they've got, let's see, they've got Borden, Ramos, Preston, and Goodwin. Goodwin they already sent off to the state prison here in Charlottesville. They charged, I think there's another guy they charged who's on house arrest. And that was in the DeAndre thing. You know, they had me, but I won't count myself. They've got, I think they've got now 8 Ram guys. So, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then we just found out that Asmodor got charged. So that's 15. You know, it sounds about roughly right to me. I might be missing something, but this is all off the top of my head.
That was last week they charged or was that after?
I just found out, yesterday, that Asmodor's been charged, and I don't even know what's going on because, like, the Virginia courts website has him in their system as a fugitive. I don't know if he's lambing it or what. I saw Hunter Wallace posted the case information on Occidental Descent, and then I looked it up on a Virginia court's website, and I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. But like, he had been posting podcasts, you know, a week ago, but the indictment on him came down in June. So I don't know what the hell's going on over there. If they had it sealed, maybe he's already in custody and we just don't know. So I'm waiting to find out, I guess, is the moral of the story with Asmodor. I really don't know.
And where's he at, in Texas?
Yeah, he's a Texas resident. He's charged in Charlottesville, in Albemarle County for UVA.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if the feds were to indict, or if they get extradited to that actual county jail, Albemarle, or...
It's Albemarle County. Yeah, he doesn't have federal charges to the best of my knowledge. Albemarle County indicted him. So.
Oh, okay. So he will get extradited. As far as the feds go, I don't know if they can stay at a federal holding facility local to where they were indicted or maybe arrested. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how that works. I spoke to one of the guys who's in a Charlottesville jail, and he said he heard a rumor that the Ram guys were going to actually be held there. Now, the Albemarle Charlottesville Regional Jail is a federal holding facility. Like, the feds give them a stipend or whatever to hold their prisoners. So they're a federal facility.
Yeah, same as this jail I'm in now, Sacramento County, but it might just be for Northern California. But they could be on their way here because I've seen people like, you know, MS-13 and other big cases like, you know, white-collar cases out of like the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I've seen people get sent up here to this facility. That's what I was kind of wondering, if there's a chance that some of those Ram guys would end up here. I'll keep my ears open. Yeah,
I don't know exactly. I don't know how it works, but I think that they get tried, you know, in the area where the crime is alleged to have been committed. Now, my understanding is, you know, while part of the indictment against Ram is stuff that they supposedly did out in Huntington Beach or whatever, the crimes that they're charged with in the I forget exactly what the name of the district is, but it's a district that includes Charlottesville. They're charging them, they're tying it to that because they want to be. The whole thing is bullshit, right? It has nothing to do with anything that happened. They're trying to be like, look at the federal government going after the racists for this high-profile news story, is what it is, And so since they want to be seen as doing that, I think they're going to be tried in that area to go put on a goddamn show or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So that's probably where they're going to end up getting held, is what we're thinking.
Yeah. So you're still doing your show? How's the Radical Agenda going, man?
The Radical Agenda, I've got a loyal fan base, and that's a good thing for me because everybody in the world is trying to make sure that I can't be heard. I've been banned from everything. The search engines are definitely fucking me over. My web traffic is down, but my podcast downloads are still going. And people who are subscribed to it, they're getting it, but they're making it difficult for me to expand my audience, right? And so, I've got an engaged audience. So they just shut down. Have you heard that? I don't even if you would fucking know. Gab is like this social network that fucking came up when they kicked us off everything, and so Gab is down right now.
Yeah, since last week. So I thought it was from Saturday, but I guess it's actually been down longer than that.
Yes, that shooting happened, and then everybody was trying to get them taken offline, and it was like one domino fell after the other. PayPal shut them down, Stripe shut them down, their hosting account shut them down, their domain registrar shut them down, and they're moving everything over. They say they're going to be up, and a bunch of us went over to other things, but nobody's established there, right? So, they're making it difficult, but we're adapting.
Everyone's worried about their 30-day bans on Facebook, but they're literally censoring everywhere. Every site, even smaller, more privately ran sites. They're just shutting down servers, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, it's the top echelons of the internet infrastructure are working against us. It's fucking scary, like domain registrars and stuff, Daily Stormer got kicked off domain names. Like, they got kicked off the registries, entire TLDs were shutting them down. It was insane. I've never seen anything like this before.
And it sounds like they're like, some social media are even like changing their platform, like limiting comments and like starting some algorithms to eliminate hate speech. So the more pressing matter though is why white folks aren't able to speak freely in public. It's only going to lead to more lone wolves and guys that are the whole thing is this.
What I'm becoming convinced of is that what they want is they're trying to provoke violence, right? Like they win. When somebody goes and shoots up a fucking church or whatever, right? And so they're like, you can't speak in the streets and you can't speak on the internet. And what's going to happen, right? Like, some guy's going to lose his shit and he's going to do something unproductive. It's as predictable as a fucking sunrise, and that gives them all the excuse in the world to crack down. You show up in a group, we'll fucking attack you. You fucking show up on the internet, we'll shut you down. It's like fucking people lose their shit.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's unfortunate, they've enabled the communists to run the streets, and of course that's with the government sweeping everything under the rug and allowing the media to carry on its narrative. It's only going to incite some of the more cringy people.
Yeah, exactly.
The guy that's been sitting in his basement for 20 years saying, I knew it was going to happen, and then boom. His account, he gets censored. He probably wasn't even involved in any legal activism. He's probably just, sitting down for a while, and sure enough, it's like they can't say we didn't warn them.
Yeah.
We tried to represent and advocate for our community and be out there in public and bring something to the table. Some form of communication and let people hear our message and hear our concerns for our future, and and they successfully silenced us. The government was complicit in it. They have intimidated white people, and of course it's going to tick somebody like that,
Well, I'll say they haven't succeeded, right? And what ends up happening, they backfire on themselves immediately, right? So what ends up happening is they're drawing a lot of attention to it. Like Gab, like the Gab's founder, Torba, he still has his Twitter account or whatever. And like the media keeps on talking to him and talking about taking down the website, attacking him. And what they're doing is they're drawing attention to the free speech component of it, which is actually like it's drawing sympathy from people who aren't normally sympathetic to us, right? They're like, wow, wait a second, the internet infrastructure is coming after you. This is scary, you know? And I think that with enough time, people see that, you know, they'll figure out who's behind that if they pay attention to it long enough, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, you know, it's one of these things that it's rough, you know, but it's a battle, right? You know, you fucking take some hits, you lick your wounds, you know, you gain what you can out of it, and you advance off the mistakes of your rivals, right?
Yeah, totally.
So, you know, it's scary, and it's not fun to fucking deal with, but, you know, I just... The one bit of good news that I'll give you about it, if there anybody can be, and if any can be found in it, is that, like, you know, they're not. It's not. I don't think that they're succeeding. Frankly, you know, they're scaring the living crap out of people, and you know, they might just sway the outcome of the election, you know, but they're not winning.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm sure they're gonna. It is kind of scary, man. But you know, hopefully people keep pushing forward. You know.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep doing it for as long as I can, friend. And if they fucking beat me to the point that I can't do it anymore, then so be it. But I'll fight as long as I can. I promise.
Yeah, there's already a faction that's so divided and on the fence. You know, I don't. It's definitely setting a dangerous precedent for them to keep up these prosecutions, and you know. I don't know what they think is going to happen. What good could come out of silencing people's freedom of speech?
Well, you know, my opinion of it, honestly, it'd be interesting to see what happens in a week. Because what I honestly believe is happening here, dude, is that it's election interference. You know, it's like, you know, they're trying to screw around with the Overton window, is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they come after me and Spencer and Daily Stormer or whatever. But, you know, for a little while they leave it, you know, Alex Jones alone. But then they go after Alex Jones and they start getting closer to the center and people start getting scared, right? But meanwhile, they're promoting, you know, they'll shut down the extreme right and then they'll say transgenderism is the greatest thing that ever happened to mankind all over the newspapers, right? They're trying to shift the Overton window back leftward. And I don't think it's working. Like, people, you know... I mean, I can't say I'm plugged into the mind of too many normies these days, you know, but like it looks completely insane. Yeah, exactly. You know, my fucking worldview is getting fucking warped by the circles I keep, but like, you know, and when on the occasion that I do talk to like regular ass people, and I do from time to time, they're able to see that like everything's so artificial and forced, you know, and I don't think that it's working, frankly, and you know. Be interesting to see. I hope anyway that they calm down after the election, because what I think is that they're just trying to help the Democrats retake the fucking House. They're scared of Trump, you know. Even though fucking Trump's ready to throw us under the bus at a fucking moment's notice, but you know, whatever.
Right. Yeah. I don't think. I mean, how many people are actually worried about saving the GOP at this point?
I am, frankly. You know, like honestly, like as bad as the Republican Party is willing to fucking throw us under the bus. I mean, the Democrats are crazy, dude. I mean, they're just straight communists, and they're not even shy about it now.
Yeah, I hear you, Chris, but maybe it has to get that much worse before it gets better. You know, I don't know, man. I'm sitting here. I'm a white man with a family. I pay taxes for a system that's genociding my family and my people and my community. You know, they're wiping us off the face of the earth, and don't recognize our rights. You know. Or our reason to exist. I can't really get behind it at this point.
I can see a perspective.
Today is not to punch right. I try not to criticize too much publicly, you know. But I don't. After everything in the last year that's happened, I just can't see it ever voting again, honestly. And
I feel you, man.
We could build a wall. We could hide behind a fence, and they can hide behind their gated communities until we're all completely isolated, and it's gone past the point of us, past the tipping point of us ever being able to reassert our position in politics ever again. I think that's everyone's worry. It's not like we're all going to disappear, the last of us, but in 100 years from now, it could be to the point where there's really no recovery.
It could be, you know, and that's what I'm terrified of, man. And I mean, you know, I just published. One of the guys from the Charlottesville jail called me, and I published a thing over there. So you know, and like, I don't know. I talked to you guys. I've been in there. You know, it's like the idea of, you know, large numbers of our fucking people finding themselves up behind bars. I really fucking hate it, man. I really do not like the prospect, much less starting to show up to fucking funerals, which I think is going to end up inevitable if things don't fucking improve. And like, I don't know, maybe I'm naive, dude. I'm trying really hard to hold out some fucking hope here, you know?
Yeah, well, stuff like over the weekend is definitely gonna, you know, get work up groups like the JDO and you know, who knows who else. You know, definitely people need to be vigilant. And, you know, I don't know. There definitely could be someone out there looking for some sort of retaliation or something like that.
There's no shortage of that.
Yep. So, any good news?
I mean, I can tell you, I got a little bit of good news on my end, which is that, like, I got a revenue source. You know, they've been trying to fucking strangle me financially. So, like, I got my apartment is full of, like, boxes full of shit. Like, I started another business, like, another company, another website, and, like, selling fucking electronics and fucking things. And so at least I'm able to, like, get my bills paid again, which is really positive news for me. But honestly, like, big picture good news, I'm afraid I can't help you out in that department, friend. Things are looking really fucking bad out there, honestly, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
but
I'm
like,
gonna do my best to get this acquittal, and when I get out, you know, I'm gonna do what I can to help out. You know, the guys.
Yeah.
My focus is gonna be on those guys out there in Virginia.
They ain't made you no fucking plea offers or nothing. I mean, they fucking got you in here for over a year for, like, what really amounts to something pretty fucking minor. They're not fucking making you, like, plead guilty, get out of this jail already, nothing?
No time served deals. They want to give me a strike, which it's like, come on, this is either self-defense or close to it, you know? It's not, definitely not, shouldn't be considered a violent crime.
I'm sorry, they want to give you a strike? What do you mean?
Strike. California has what's called the 3 strikes law. I know some states don't have it, but basically 3 strikes, you're out. It carries a 25 to life sentence, and yeah, strike's not a good thing to have on your record at all.
Right.
And so, you know, like I said, it's, you know, they provoked it. They showed up. They planned. They lied in wait with weapons and planned to attack us. So,
yeah.
You know, and with the use of force laws in the gray area that there is, you know, in my case, I don't see how they could even come at me with a strike.
You know, the one thing I'll say about it, is I don't know how much, you know how much time you're facing if you get found guilty at trial?
What's that?
If you get found guilty at trial, what kind of time are you facing?
Probably 10 years or maybe less, maybe more.
Dude, if you could take a fucking strike, get the fuck out of that place, come fucking move to New Hampshire, get the fuck out of California. You know?
Yeah,
stay off the streets. You already fucking put yourself in danger. You never have to fight again, okay? Fucking do what you have to get out of that fucking place. If you're a convicted felon, you got to strike, whatever. Get the fuck out of California. Sit down with that fucking beautiful wife of yours and fucking take care of business, man. Do what you got to do to get out of there. Don't risk staying in there longer than you have to, man.
Yeah, that's the plan. I've been out of California for the last 5 years, but I was working out here and was out here at least 3 times a year working. And since I'm, you know, from here originally, that's where most of my networks were with anything movement related, and so ended up at the Capitol, you know.
Yeah.
And kind of was out of the loop. I definitely didn't anticipate all that happening. I've been to a couple of protests before where, you know, there was some people, Occupy movement, a few little Antifa, ragtag, you know, groups, but, you know, they just threw bottles and, you know, people went to their cars and they maintained separation, you know. And
yeah, something changed, man.
It wasn't a big deal, really, you know. So definitely wasn't expecting a shit show like that.
Yeah.
You know, this was pretty much the first really, you know, rally or assembly that turned into that. You know, it's kind of all started here with Sacramento, and then Berkeley, and then J20.
Dude, I'm certain that if the day comes where we end up, if the day comes where we end up with some kind of fucking political power and we can run a fucking investigation, we're going to find out that fucking elements of power have been involved in this. These people go out there, they commit felonies in front of the cops. They have no fear of being prosecuted. That's what's terrifying about it. I know we're almost out of time, so let you just get whatever you want to get out.
Yeah, right on, man. Just send my love and respects to the guys in Virginia, man, and keep supporting them. I've got all the support that I need as of right now, so I don't need to drop my information or anything like that.
Okay. Well, I put it in the blog post anyway. You want me to put this call up on the site?
Yeah, that's fine, man.
Okay. All right.
Probably plenty of room on there, so.
Yeah.
It's good talking to you, man.
You too, man. I wish I could be more help, and I hope you get out of there soon, friend. You call me anytime.
Yep, I will let you know when I get out of here.
All right. Take care, pal. Bye.
All right, brother.